Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today's video is about how to analyze a government job advertisement to make sure you get shortlisted. Shortlisted just means that you're getting a call back for an interview. So just quickly about me, I am a government employee. I'm a frequent panel member in shortlistings and interviews, and most importantly, I'm a child of the Most High and the most amazing God. I must apologize for taking so long to upload this video. Life has been showing me flames, but I'm back, and in the midst of my being gone, there have been some new developments that I want to inform you guys on, just because they are relevant to this video and past videos that I've made. So there's a circular that came out on the 27th of May 2022, and this circular is basically giving panel members guidance on what to be looking at when shortlisting, what to look at Z83 and also just the application as a whole. So now what the circular is saying is that applicants are not required to submit copies of qualifications and other relevant documents on application, but must submit the Z83 and a detailed CV. So what this is basically saying is that when you apply, you only need to attach your Z83 and a detailed CV. No more attaching your matric certificates, your degree, your diploma, your ID, none of that. Just the new Z83 and a detailed CV. You'll only be asked to bring supporting documents if you are shortlisted for the job. So on the day of the interview is when you actually bring all those documents along with you. But will this actually hold? I'm not entirely sure, because the wording in the circular says that departments are required to consider including the matters articulated in paragraph 3 in advertisements and accompanying notes going forward. So the word consider makes me feel like departments still have a choice on whether or not they will ask you to attach these supporting documents or not to attach. So my advice would be that if you come across an ad that is posted after the 27th of May and it is requiring you to attach the supporting documents, then I would say rather be safe than sorry, and attach those things that they are requiring you to attach. So in this video, I'm just going to be giving you tips on how to analyze a government job advertisement that still requires you to attach supporting documents. I'll be using this job advertisement as an example. This is for a cleaner post in the Department of Health. So guys, when you come across a job ad like this, and I did a video where I talk about how to identify if an ad is fake or real, and just where to find government job advertisements, so you can just have a look at that video. So when you come across your ad and you're sure your ad is real, you're going to look at the two main things you're going to be looking at are the requirements, and you're going to be looking at the notes, right? These two things are basically your cheat sheet. These tell you exactly what the panel is going to be looking for when they are shortlisting you. So my suggestion is to have a highlighter and you highlight everything, right? You're going to look under requirements, you're going to look under notes, you're going to highlight. I like to split it into two, basically. That is the things that I have to attach, and then the things that I have to mention in the CV. So when you make a list of your requirements, or you've highlighted your requirements in your notes, identify, is this something that I have to attach as a supporting document, or is this something that I have to mention in the CV? Because some things you can't attach, you just have to mention them. For example, if they're saying, for example, with this job, when they're saying relevant work experience, you can't attach your work experience. But what you can do in the CV, you'll say, I've worked at a cleaner here and here, I've worked as a cleaner in this company for this period. You're going to go into those type of details. Also, where they say experience in a hospital setting is an added advantage, that's not something you can attach, but it's something you can mention in your CV. You're going to say, I worked at Governmet Hospital as a cleaner for 2 years, so those are things the panel is going to be looking for, and those are things you need to make sure you mention in your CV. If you can't mention them in your CV, you attach them as a supporting document, and vice versa. So this is the little table that I like to work with, and you identify if something is attachable or if it's something that you have to mention. So now I'm going to focus on this side first, the left hand side being the things I have to attach. Generally, the things that you would have to attach are the Z83, new Z83, your school report or matric certificate or an equivalent qualification, certificate, diploma, degree, ID, driver's license if the application calls for such, and any other relevant document, and of course also your CV. So you need to attach every single document that is mentioned in the job advertisement. If there's a document that is mentioned and you have not attached it, you will not be shortlisted. So if it's not there, you're pretty much wasting your time because they're not going to shortlist you. So looking at the Z83, which is the number one thing you should be attaching, make sure, guys, that it is the new Z83. I do have a video on how to complete the Z83. Yes, the circular gives some new information on completing the Z83, but the video I made is still relevant. If you follow my video, you're still going to be shortlisted for the post. So you attach your Z83, fully completed, initialed, signed, dated, the works. Just go back to my video if you are not sure on how to complete the new Z83. Then you're going to attach either your school report. So your school report is if the job says they require grade 9 or grade 9 or matric. If it says a grade, right, a school grade, then you're going to have to attach your school report. If it says it wants grade 10, you need a report that shows that you passed grade 10. If it's grade 9, same thing. A report that shows that you passed grade 9. Make sure you attach a school report. If it calls for grade 10 and you have a matric certificate, obviously matric certificate supersedes the school report. But if you don't have matric, attach your school report to show that you do have the grade that they want, right? So your matric certificate, if the job asks for a matric certificate, any other relevant qualification, right? Then you're gonna attach your degree, your diploma, or your certificate, whichever one the job calls for or is relevant to whatever it is you're applying for, if it's relevant at all. Then you're gonna attach your ID. If it's the smart card, make sure that you copy both sides, right? Not just one side. Then attach your driver's license. That's if the job requires a driver's license. It doesn't have to be both sides, but please make sure that it is valid. It's not expired. If it is expired, especially now with these whole COVID things, you can attach, any supporting documents to show that you have applied for it, you're waiting for it, you've paid, those little slips. You attach those things with your expired driver's license, just to show panels are understanding that there is some backlog with getting driver's license, so you can still apply. Just make sure you show proof that you have been trying to get your driver's license renewed. Then you are going to also make sure that every attached document is certified, and certified within 6 months, right? It's pointless. If it's not certified, you will not be shortlisted. If it's certified outside of 6 months, you are not going to be shortlisted. Please just make sure that everything is certified, all right? And this is important, no copies of a copy. Okay, so don't take a copy of your degree and then make a copy from the copy. Make a copy from the original. Because believe it or not, HR checks for these things, right? You have a copy of your degree, it's certified, and then you just make a copy of that certified degree. So they check they check to see if this is a copy of a copy, and if it is, then you get disqualified. So rather attach the copy that you made, that you had certified, to avoid being disqualified. Then you also have to attach a detailed CV. So I will be going in just ever so slightly into what I mean by a detailed CV, because that falls under, things I have to mention in the CV. So in the CV, things I want you to focus on and spend most of your time looking at is your educational background and your work experience. All these other things, profile, I'm a hardworking person, my hobbies are hiking. To be honest with you, no one reads that. They go straight into the educational background and they go straight into the work experience. So focus your time and energy on getting those two things right. So under education, where did you study? When did you study? And what qualification did you obtain? It's as simple as that, all right? You don't need to go too much into detail, but that's what we're looking for under the educational background. Then all your meat, all your energy, all your time has to be spent under the work experience. Okay, where do you or where have you worked before? Okay, so you're going to mention everywhere that you've worked, or where you work currently, all of that. For what period? So guys, when you're saying you worked at Wimpy, don't just say at Wimpy 2019. Say I worked at Wimpy from 2017 to 2019. Or if it's just for a few months, I worked there from January 2017 to June 2017. The period is very important because that's what the panel is going to use to judge whether or not you have enough experience. That's what they're going to use to calculate. So put a period, not just a year. If you're still working there, you'll say I worked here from 2016 to present, but have a period and not just one year, not just a year or a month. Okay, what position did you hold? All right, so if the job is for cleaner, obviously make sure you mentioning that I was a cleaner, I was anything relevant to the job that you are applying for, and what were your responsibilities. So some jobs, for example, the title might not say you were a cleaner, but within your responsibilities was cleaning, so I know maybe, for example, if you are a waiter, but part of your responsibilities as a waiter is cleaning up, mopping the floors, sweeping, whatever. You're going to mention that because that also still counts as cleaning experience. Okay, so when you're putting in your work experience, go as detailed as possible. All right, where do you work, or where have you worked, or for what period? What position did you hold, and what were your responsibilities? That's very important, okay? I have examples here from a CV just to give you guys kind of an overview of what it is I'm talking about. As you can see, education, have the year, the institution, and the type of degree or diploma certificate that was obtained. Under work experience, have where I've worked, the position I've worked, and for what period. Okay, so before you submit your application, you are going to take it, you are going to look, you're going to have the application, you're going to have your advertisement next to you. You're going to have a checklist to make sure you have every single thing that is mentioned in that advertisement, whether you have it as an attachment or you've mentioned it in the CV, to make sure you give yourself a chance at being shortlisted. Okay, and that's it for today's video. Thank you so much. I'd appreciate it if you like this video, if you found it helpful. Please subscribe. I will be trying to post videos more frequently if my time and schedule allows, but the next video I'm looking to just updating on the new developments with completing the Z83. But like I said, the previous video still holds, so you can still turn to that video in the meantime, but I will be updating. And just comment below. I like getting your questions and answering your questions, or just hearing what you guys have to say about the videos, and maybe if you have suggestions for what you'd like me to do next, that would be great. Bye.